These are the faces for why we can become uncontrollably overweight no matter what we do. These are non-human aliens living inside of you, brainwashing you into feeding them. I discovered them when a health expert moved in next door and I confided in her about my weight problem. She said, "There are good and bad guys. Good and bad bacteria that make their home inside of your second brain, your gut brain, where weight gain and weight loss really begin." Erin became my best friend, and she taught me losing weight was less about me and more about them. This is our story. This is my son, Chase, the most important person in my world. After I had him, I'd lost complete control over my body, my mind, and my food choices, down to how much I ate. And no matter how bloated or full I got, I couldn't stop eating all of the bad food that packed on the pounds day after day, week after week, and even month after month. I was missing out on his life, and I was missing out on my life. I just couldn't be present. I was always tired, distracted, and straight up moody as heck. It felt miserable being trapped in my body. I couldn't keep going this way. I couldn't continue becoming this person, but I didn't have the mental or physical energy to change my behavior. Every day was a constant up and down battle. My weight and my emotions were out of control. I was light years away from looking and feeling my best. Light years. My negative self-talk was overwhelming. Am I too far gone? Is this who I am now? It all weighed heavily on my mind and even crept its way into my dreams at night, making sleep a nightmare, literally. I hate admitting it, but my weight problem, or my inability to lose weight, started to become an obsession. I couldn't find myself. I was lost in the story I was telling about my body, thinking I'd be overweight for the rest of my life. It got so bad that I didn't even want to get out of bed in the morning. Why bother, I wondered. The problem was I wasn't only hurting me. I became distant from my husband. I was distracted by the way I felt and looked. I wasn't the least bit interested in being intimate, and it really took a toll on our relationship. It devastated me to see how I was affecting him. I was never ever comfortable inside of my own body. The bloat, oh my gosh, the bloat was physically painful and obvious. It would push my stomach out sometimes, I'd say 2 extra inches than normal. I even had special pants for my gnarly bloat days. Thank you, leggings. I'm not even talking about during that time of the month. And as embarrassing as it is to admit, I had to hide all the time to fart in the other room. My fart smelled so bad. Who wants to be known as that gassy girl? I wasn't in control of my body. I'd go from being constipated to having diarrhea almost every night. I had that IBS-like urgency to sit on the toilet, but barely anything would ever come out. I'd sit there for almost a half hour sometimes. It frustrated the heck out of me. I got super uncomfortable around others and incredibly insecure about what they thought about me. This isn't who I am. This is not what I want my loved ones to see or anyone to see. I just want to hide. And while I'd wake up every single day, 100% committed to changing my habits once and for all, I just couldn't control what I ate. This launched me into a 2-year journey. This 2-year journey revealed all of these weight loss systems are just gimmicks. Even if I lose weight, I quickly gain it all back and usually a little more. I didn't know why these programs were never going to work, but I did know they were all failing to address where weight gain begins. I hopped on the kombucha craze, committed to the gym, got on a yoga routine, and invested in all kinds of supplements that didn't do anything but make me more frustrated. And when it was that time of the month, I looked straight up pregnant. Then, just when I thought it couldn't get worse, I was driving in San Diego traffic and got rear-ended. This accident wasn't big, but the effect that it had on my body was crippling. My neck and my back got screwed up. And chronic inflammation reduced my quality of life to the lowest I'd ever experienced. I stopped believing I could make the simple lifestyle shifts to transform my body. This brought upon some wicked depression. And when I get depressed, I eat. But I never felt in control of what I ate, or how much I ate either. It was like there was something inside of me, forcing me to eat the foods I knew I shouldn't. I got really, really good at justifying it and making false deals with myself. Deals like, you'll start your new diet tomorrow, Lauren. It's okay. Eat the bag of chips. Eat the pint of ice cream. It's fine. And with every bad choice that I made, I'd emotionally beat myself up more and more, making me lean on food more and more. I'd especially eat lots of those fatty, chemical-laden fake foods, pastas, pizzas, baked goods, chips, desserts, pretty much everything bad. I couldn't believe it either, but did you know that most of the farm-raised meats are chock full of low-dose antibiotics? It's so bad that it could even make us resistant to antibiotics when we actually get sick. Can you believe that? Seriously, there are so much low-dose antibiotics in our meats that it could cause a major health epidemic. When does that make sense? Ever? The Campbell's chicken noodle I ate and gave to my son Chase, it's loaded with MSG. That's why it supposedly tastes good. But the reality is, all of that MSG just manipulates our taste buds and gets us addicted to their foods. It's criminal. I mean, as a mom, it's truly criminal. Or how about just plain old processed foods, right? You'd be amazed at how much science there is that spells out clear as day, if it's in a box, it's likely very addictive. But these were the only foods that made me feel happy. I won't lie. I was really feeling sorry for myself. I never thought I'd become one of those people who struggled losing weight and getting healthy. Am I destined to be a fat girl for the rest of my life? I wondered. Is this the only mom Chase will ever know? I felt like the answer was yes. And no matter what I wore or how I tried to make myself look better with makeup, I couldn't conceal that I was obviously insecure, overweight, unhealthy, and unhappy. The worst part was, I didn't want my baby boy watching his mother struggle so horribly with food, sugar, weight, and the emotional ups and downs of being unhealthy and unhappy. That's when I knew I couldn't mess around anymore. I needed to understand what was going on and why I couldn't break my worsening food addiction. Because that's what it was. It was an addiction. But I promise you've never heard food addiction talked about like this before. Likewise, you too will understand by the end of this free presentation why none of these gimmicky weight loss programs, including mainstream ones like Jenny Craig, were simply never going to work. So if you've ever felt like you're not in control of what you eat, how much you eat, when you eat, or how badly it all affects you and your loved ones, I promise it's not your fault. Because unless you have the discipline of freaking Bruce Lee or the courage of Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games, you're almost guaranteed to fail. I just wish someone would have told me this years ago so I didn't have to suffer for so long. Like me, you have to discover who's really in control of what you crave, eat, and feel. Otherwise, it's like you walk around always feeling some sort of fat failure. And that's not a put down, it's how I personally felt. That's when God sent me Erin. My prayers were answered. She's a top health expert, weight loss specialist, and holistic health coach. And she just so happened to move in next door to me. She caught me on a day that my bloating and discomfort was literally written all over my face. And after I caught her up on my journey, this is what she said.
Lauren, you're actually not in control of what you eat. You never were. They were. They are. The bad bacteria and candida living inside your gut and brainwashing you into being their slave. The worst way to lose weight is focusing on just losing weight, just exercise, or even calorie counting. You have to focus on them. The ones making you addicted. Because anything you eat, they eat. The more refined sugars you eat, the more good bacteria get killed off, and the bad bacteria's population can grow. So, Lauren, if you want to look visibly thinner and get on the path to feeling great, you have to starve them. But you absolutely don't have to starve yourself.
Then, Erin said something that really hit home.
Lauren, it's not about losing your gut like the old cliche goes. It's about repairing the gut so you can slim your tummy, your thighs, butt, arms, your whole entire body. Clear away the bad bacteria and candida. You have to focus on the delicious foods you can eat to feed the good guys and reduce the foods that fuel bad bacteria and candida. That's literally how you can lose weight and keep it off. In other words, food addiction starts in the gut, which is actually called your second brain. It functions separately from your main brain, which is your first brain, and it's the brain that's really controlling things. Not the brain in your head. I'll explain that more because it's really empowering to know what's really going on inside you. Lauren, the bottom line is weight gain and the food addictions that cause it must be addressed at the gut level. That's what makes the majority of systems and programs out there totally worthless, if you ask me. They're just putting a Band-Aid on the problem.
I was blown away, I said. I mean, I knew the gut was important. I've watched it get more and more popular on TV and Instagram, but nobody ever explains why the gut is important, especially for weight loss. I asked her, Erin, why haven't I heard about this before? Isn't this information important for everybody? Here's what she said.
Lauren, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. We're just getting started. But to answer your question, honestly, this information threatens virtually every diet and exercise program out there. The truth is, when you address and start repairing your gut, or should I say the ratio of bacteria living inside your gut, everything else becomes exponentially easier. And everything you do can become infinitely more effective, as in seeing results fast, once the second brain is working more optimally. You'll probably even wonder why you're getting such rapid results, doing the same stuff as before. Just imagine what happens when you add in a few extra easy diet changes without even drastically changing the foods you like to eat.
So how is this all possible? Well, without Erin, I wouldn't have control over my weight, happiness, health, and life the way that I do right now. I owe her so much, it's ridiculous. My drive is back. My desire between the sheets is back. My marriage is thriving, and my son is getting all the love, attention, and energy he needs from his mom, me. It really was like a dark cloud honestly lifted, and the sunshine was finally shining back through. In the next 6 months, Erin became my close friend, my gut health expert, my health coach, and my accountability partner, really. And every day, I was blessed with her knowledge, her guidance, and her support. Towards the beginning of my transformation journey, Erin told me this.
Diet simply means what you eat. The question is, who are you feeding? Your human cells? Or the bad bacteria cells that can take over your gut? The bad bacteria and candida that likely took hold the very first time you took antibiotics and continue getting low-dose antibiotics from your food. Lauren, what's really both cool and extremely weird at the same time is you're only about 10% human and 90% bacteria and fungi. Let that one sink in. Most of us have no clue how incredibly alien our bodies are. We also don't realize how intimately tied our health, happiness, and appearance is to choosing which bacteria we feed. Here's the thing, your body doesn't lie. It's always telling you and showing you exactly who you're feeding. You can see it in the way you look. You can feel it in your energy and drive, or lack thereof. You can watch it play out in your relationships and how you show up in life for yourself and for the people you love and appreciate.
I felt a little overwhelmed. I get it. I'm an alien. I'm bacteria. But how are they controlling me? I asked her.
Okay, here's a quick science download. I'll make it quick, so take notes. The gut, or your second brain, is always communicating with the brain in your head. In truth, just about everything that makes you feel good begins in the gut. For instance, did you know that around 95% of serotonin is produced in your gut? That's your main feel-good, happy chemical. Imagine what happens to your emotions when your bad bacteria are running things. Roller coaster emotions, depression, anxiety, stress, and panic. That's exactly what happens. What about leptin? It's one of your main satiety hormones. It starts in your gut and takes between 12 to 20 minutes before it ever reaches your brain to say, I'm full. Stop eating, Lauren. Imagine how much food you can eat in 20 minutes when you're really hungry. It's way more food than your body can use. And what your cells can't use feeds the bad guys. Now, as women, our hormones are key to our health and our happiness, and the gut-brain largely controls our adrenals, which means stress hormones can also go rampant, especially when your bad bacteria are winning the war for control of your inner ecosystem. This all tends to trigger massive amounts of cortisol, which is your main stress hormone. I'm talking loads of this stuff. What's scary is, in a roundabout way, cortisol can really pack on the pounds. And the more cortisol you produce, the more stressed out you tend to get, triggering even more cortisol. And well, you get the idea. But you ask me how all of this works, right? Well, there's a special communication system between your first and your second brain called the vagus nerve. It transmits serotonin, leptin, and other hormones from your second brain to your first brain. It's through this special nerve that bad bacteria can brainwash you into feeding them the foods they want.
I remember staring at Erin with my jaw dropped. I had so many questions, but the only thing I could get out of my mouth was, so what do I do? How do I kill the bad bacteria? I wondered.
We're not quite there yet, Lauren. There are a few more things that us women especially have to deal with, and one of those things is candida. Now, this might sound strange, but let me see your tongue.
I opened my mouth and stuck my tongue out, and she looked at it for about 3 seconds and said,
So what I'm looking at right now is that your tongue is absolutely coated with white stuff. That's candida. It's biofilm. It's what the candida and bad bacteria secrete to hide themselves in and colonize, fully protected. Remember, Lauren, your gut starts in your mouth. So just by taking a quick glance at your tongue, I was able to get a real sense of what's going on inside your second brain.
Needless to say, every day was like a classroom. And I was the all too willing student listening to every single word that Erin said about my gut health. Fortunately, she gave me some simple instructions and tools to start with. And over time, my diet, or the foods I regularly ate, were feeding my human cells instead of letting the bad bacteria engorge themselves on what I used to eat. Now, mind you, I'm no saint. I still go out to eat, have a glass or two of wine, and get to be just as festive and joyous as I used to be. Except now, I mostly eat the foods I know feed me, not them. I even have a handy-dandy food list in case I ever get insecure. No supplements or weird gimmicks. Just an easy-to-follow plan that gave me huge gains in the way that I felt, and even bigger losses on the scale. Now, I'm no Barbie, but I'm healthy feeling, I'm happy, I'm energetic, and more confident than I've experienced in years. What amazed me the most was how fast I started feeling and looking better. I'm talking about seeing real results in just days. Because for the first time ever, I started addressing why I crave the foods that made me fat, bloated, fatigued, negative, and stopped me from truly living my best life. Once I opened attack on them, the bad bacteria and candida, the way that I looked and felt changed dramatically. Then, literally out of nowhere, I began feeling real, sustainable. I had natural energy, the kind of energy that doesn't take coffee or Red Bull to get or to keep. It's just readily there. Erin coached me to a level of natural energy that I never felt before, not even in my 20s. Let me share something with you. It's almost jolting when you're used to quickly running out of energy and never even need that 3 p.m. jolt to get through the day. It was like, okay, Lauren, who is this woman you're becoming? I was brimming with creativity. I felt able to show up for people again, friends and family, instead of feeling exhausted and resentful every time anyone needed something from me. I developed a deeper sense of purpose, and I rediscovered a feeling of drive that I thought I lost. And that was just in the first 2 weeks. I felt blessed from above for Erin showing up in my life, and as my personal program developed and we saw how across the board this worked when you address the gut and the way Erin teaches, I knew we needed to get this into as many women's hands as possible. It couldn't be reserved for a select few just because of being in proximity of Erin. It's that life-changing. You're finally able to address where weight gain, bloat, and even depression begins, in the second brain. Now, I bet you're wondering who this Erin woman is. Well, the surface stuff is how Erin attended NYC and became a holistic health coach. She's devoted her career and life on the crusade to help people, just like you and me, address why symptoms like weight gain are so prevalent. To say she's passionate about helping us repair our guts and slim our bodies would be a gross understatement. Now, I've been to a bunch of medical doctors, not just because of my weight, but dealing with the consequences of being so overweight. I had to figure out what was going on with my body. The gas, the bloating, the urgency, the food sensitivities, the inflammation, the fatigue, all of it. But they could only prescribe pills. One doctor recommended eating Cheerios in the morning. I'm not kidding. Cheerios. So when Erin came into my life, it wasn't just a blessing. She was literally a gift from God, answering my prayers. Again, though, that's just the surface stuff. Like me, Erin's life and interest in health was changed forever by having a child. Her daughter was born via C-section and didn't get the critical good bacteria she needed to have a strong, healthy immune system. This led Erin to ask questions and more questions, until the questions started leading her to the right questions. The questions that hit the core of our problems. Humanity's growing problems with our American go, go, go way of life. It's taken its toll on us, on our guts, on our second brain. As Erin has said,
the writing is definitely on the wall. With the abuse of antibiotics, both in pills and in our food, these bad bacteria are going to become stronger, more intelligent, and harder to get rid of. And everyone is going to end up missing out on their lives. I didn't want that for my daughter, and I already saw what happens to a little girl when she doesn't get the essential bacteria from birth. I couldn't for the life of me let it get worse for her.
She also told me this.
In my pursuit of truth, I didn't expect to discover so much about how we're basically made of aliens, non-human bacteria that breathe, mate, have babies, they eat, digest, they even fart and poop. They are even why our farts smell. And when they overeat, we in turn bloat. It's like an alien invasion. These aliens or bacteria are basically terraforming our bodies to become their ideal home. But my body is my home. My little girl's body is hers. So if her looking and feeling healthy was about supporting the good guys, I knew that was my mission. I didn't want my little girl falling prey to all of these new, scary, mysterious health conditions and emotional problems popping up in practically everyone I know. And Lauren, we're seeing the evidence everywhere. Food allergies, digestive issues, autoimmune dysfunctions in over half of the American population alone, weight gain and obesity on the rise, type 2 diabetes more prevalent than ever, cognitive disorders affecting everyone and their mother, chronic fatigue that's so burdening, and brain fog that's so thick. Everyone's barely even functioning or even caring. And that's affecting our jobs, our income, our freedom. It's basically affecting everything. Even financially crippling hospital bills, marriages falling apart, people always feeling burnt out, emotional eating, and maybe the biggest indicator of them all, the mass usage of pharmaceutical drugs. Lauren, the toxic culprits that cause gut damage are also everywhere. You've got antibiotic use, low-dose antibiotics and hormones pumped into our meats, bad bacteria feeding off the processed foods, inundating our grocery stores, pesticides and herbicides that feed inflammation, omega-6 rich foods that also fuel and fan the fires of inflammation, stress that causes stress, triggering the plump-making hormone cortisol, environmental toxins. The list goes on and on and on. Can you see how big this is now, Lauren? Can you see why I devoted my life to this? Who wants their child inheriting this madness?
I urged Erin to write a book. I said, more people, especially women and parents, need to get their hands on this stuff. We could help change the world. Yeah, I was thinking a little big, but man, I truly believe it. Well, fast forward to the present, Erin Romero and I are happy to announce the release of the Gut Loss Diet, featuring the Gut Health Bible. It's the culmination of Erin's research and life work to address where weight gain and many health dysfunctions come from. Like Socrates said, disease begins in the gut. And the Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. The Gut Loss Diet acknowledges both of these truths. The first of its kind program is a do-it-yourself, whole foods and brainwave entertainment system that still allows you to eat the delicious foods you love. Now, the Gut Loss Diet isn't just a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's everything you need to start quickly transforming your body from the inside out. Here's what you get. The first step is all of the very specific information you need to begin your journey. I want you to be able to easily visualize what you're doing and why it works for you. So again, Erin, with my help, developed the Gut Health Bible. Why your gut health is the key to your dream body. Inside of this 200-page instantly downloadable ebook, you'll discover all of these things. Why your second brain is malfunctioning and why this malfunction is forcing you to gain toxic, embarrassing weight, whether you like it or not. This is a deep dive into what the GI tract is, a seamless tube meant to protect our blood and organs from outside bacteria and pathogens. You'll get to know your enteric nervous system and the little finger-like organisms in your gut that need your help and protection. You'll discover the politics behind the food you buy. This is eye-opening information on how food companies actually deliberately addict you to their chemical-laden, food-like substances, which is how the FDA actually classifies them. This is also extremely important information for any parent who wants to protect their children from the poisons we now call food. You'll discover why our foods are so inflammatory and what are the same delicious foods you can buy today that have a much more anti-inflammatory effect on your body. You'll learn what is your metabolism and how is it so connected with your gut health. You'll be amazed at how many easy changes you can start making right now to quickly begin jumpstarting a youthful metabolism. You'll also learn how much food your gut can actually process, how much food and what exact foods give your human cells the food they need without feeding the bad guys. You'll also learn how to eat to repair your second brain. This is incredibly important information, especially if you're an emotional eater. We have to directly address your gut to start establishing a balanced control over your emotions and why you eat. I used to take Celexa and anti-anxiety medication, and now after being afraid to ever wean off of Celexa, I'm now pharmaceutical free. So if you've ever felt like, I'm going crazy, this will instantly help put your mind at ease. Happy bacteria, happy you. You'll also be able to answer the question, why can't I sleep? Well, if your second brain is in malfunction, it can have a massively negative effect on your sleep cycle. After all, if you're not producing enough serotonin, your brain struggles to produce enough melatonin, the chemical switch to easily fall and stay asleep. By the way, sleep is when your body recovers and rejuvenates itself. So without enough of the right kind of sleep, it's practically impossible for your body to ever feel and look healthy. You'll also learn the link between a malfunctioning second brain and premature rapid aging. This isn't just about weight. It's about understanding the difference between body aging and chronological aging. And if you're wondering, no, aging and getting older aren't the same thing. We'll also go over specific gut-related conditions and easy do-it-yourself solutions that will potentially have a profound effect on your health and appearance all by themselves. And last but not least, you're going to get a gut-repairing diet plan and a food list of all the delicious foods you can enjoy without accidentally feeding the bad bacteria and candida. The information in the Gut Health Bible alone more than helped me transform myself in just months, and I'm confident it'll have the same impact for you. This easy-to-apply information, recipe guide, and menu plans were developed by many gut expert minds, including Erin. But I gotta say, In the 6 months I worked closely with Erin, she gave me so many more tools to work with that made my life in transition feel effortless. So we've developed a gauntlet of amazing bonuses just for you. Here's what you're going to get. First, our proprietary awake eating method. This is all about how to eat. Believe it or not, there's actually a right and a wrong way to eat food. And when you know how to eat, you can eat a fraction of the food and feel infinitely fuller. You'll wonder why you were never taught this stuff in school. You'll also get our Candida Starving Recipe Guide. This is the leading edge in Candida eliminating eating. So if your tongue is white or you deal with incessant yeast infections, this recipe guide has the power to help change your life and transform your body. You'll also get 2 5-minute exercises that you can easily do every single day without fail. The first one is a breathing exercise. Now, most people breathe just deep enough to stay alive. Very few people breathe to feel the sensations of being alive and constantly more oxygenated. After all, disease cannot exist in a well-oxygenated environment. While the second exercise is about moving lymph. All you need is a dry skin brush and we'll show you the rest. You'll also get our exclusive poop diary. Yes, poop matters. Discover what is healthy poop and what isn't, so you can see and understand how your food is really affecting you. Last but not least, you're going to get 3 binaural beats with guided meditation. Binaural beats? Yep, these powerful beats mimic your brain waves and help create balance. In this case, you'll get delta, theta, and alpha waves. And these brain waves play slightly offbeat in each side of your ears and talk to your brain while helping you dissolve your old story about who you were. This establishes something called hemispheric synchronization, or in other words, it helps you use your whole brain. Now, delta is for sleep and theta is to address your subconscious story about weight, health, and happiness. And alpha is meant to help give you bursts of serotonin, the feel-good chemical. These beats are a 3-pronged approach to talk with your brain and help it tell your new story. You'll be amazed. Now, if we sold this entire package in its entirety, it would cost you $497. That's what we've been charging our in-person clients. However, this is the internet, and these are all instantly downloadable, done-for-you tools to regain control over your gut and take your life back. Of course, that's not what we're going to ask from you today, not even close. Just click or tap below where you'll be taken to our secure order form and get the gut loss diet at an insanely discounted price. Erin and I want this information accessible to every woman on the planet who is 100% determined to finally get and keep their ideal dream body. However, I need to make something perfectly clear. This is your life. This is your body, and nobody can ever tell you what will work for you. So here's the deal. If at any point in the next 60 days you decide, nah, I gave it my best shot, but this really isn't for me, I don't want you to pay a penny. You can email Erin and I directly at support@gutloss.com. We'll give you an immediate refund, no questions asked. But why? Why would we choose to let people fully use our product and get their money back? Well, it's simple. The gut loss diet is either going to work for you or you get your money back. I want to make that absolutely black and white. With that in mind, this is a really defining moment in your life. It certainly was for me. It's like there are 2 different versions of yourself waiting for you at the 60-day finish line. The question is, which you are you going to become? The happier, visibly healthier looking you? The you who went through the journey of transforming your life by targeting where weight gain begins? Or the you who still knows you need to make changes to look and feel healthy but don't know what those changes are? I get it. Change isn't always easy, or else we'd all just do it without blinking, right? The thing is, that's not actually true. As the saying goes, change is the only constant, and the real pain comes from the resistance to change, not the change itself. We can even find comfort in all of the discomfort we experience because it can become such a repetitive way of life. That leads me to perhaps the biggest question of them all. Are you ready to tell a new story? Erin always says,
If you want to transform your mind, your body, spirit, and life, you can't take who you are right now with you, especially if you want to look and feel amazing.
In the spirit of that statement, Erin calls this initial journey the 60-day gut loss challenge. It's the critical time frame where we can turn the tides of who controls our second brain, you and good bacteria, or them. Remember, you'll get the Gut Health Bible, the Awake Eating Method, the binaural beats, the 5-minute exercises, the Candida Starving Recipe Guide, and the Poop Guide. Together they make the Gut Loss Diet perhaps one of the most effective lifestyle programs on the planet because we're addressing where weight gain begins, probably for the first time in your entire life. But there's one more thing I need to talk about. Carbs. Do carbs feed the bad bacteria and candida? Yes, but there's more to it. You see, beyond the bad guys brainwashing you into craving sugar, MSG, and sweets, carbs alone are a dopamine addiction and a serotonin bump. Carbs trigger the same receptors as cocaine. Can I get another bump? Carbs trigger serotonin bursts. Can I get another bump? Sound familiar? Can you see how ridiculously addictive carbs can be beyond the bad bacteria and candida constantly trying to get inside of your head? Stop the madness. So go ahead and click or tap the button below and experience the gut loss diet yourself, risk-free. Immerse yourself in the new story about how you look and feel and watch your reflection in the mirror as it becomes a reality. The gut loss diet arms you with the power of awareness and the ability to get organized and prepare your new body regardless of where you're starting from. In fact, wherever you are right now is absolutely the perfect place to start because now you're moving forward in your body and life transformation by addressing the bad guys that can make your life miserable in just about every way possible. Oh yeah, by the way, when you fart, it's the bad bacteria's fault. Just thought I'd mention that because the depths in which these bad bacteria affect us is insane. Stop letting them embarrass you. Make today the defining moment you can look back on when the new you looks back only 60 days from now. Have a beautiful day, ladies. Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Gamble.
Hi, I'm Erin Romero.
And we are here to answer just a few frequently asked questions about our gut loss diet, our gut health Bible, and all of the bonuses that you receive with it. So let's jump into the first question. So one question that we get often is, how long will it take for me to see results? So Erin, why don't you start this off?
The answer to that question is very different for everybody. But most importantly, I want you to keep in mind that it all depends on which bacteria you are feeding. Is it the good bacteria or is it the bad bacteria? And the question is up to you.
Exactly. So like Erin said, your results are based on that one question. And quite honestly, when I first started, I was a little skeptical of that. I'm not going to lie. Because how could that just be like my gut, right? How could that just be the only thing that's making me feel this crappy, like making me feel this miserable? So I was able to implement just one thing. So Erin, my lovely neighbor, she was able to give me really simple steps to implement into my life. And the first week, I just did one thing. So I did one new thing different in my life. And the first week, immediately I started feeling results myself. And then the second week, I just implemented a new thing. So I kind of slowly dipped my toes into it. But by the second week and the second thing that I was doing or changing my life is when I saw results. So what were those two things that I was doing?
So the first thing I gave you was that nasty bad foods list. You just started implementing that, and initially or immediately you saw results. You felt better. It was that second brain, that direct connection. And then the second week, it was the Awake Eating Method, and which you'll get with this program.
Yeah. So you guys are going to get both of those steps along with everything else. So the gut loss diet, you're going to get the Gut Health Bible, and both of those things that Erin just said that I implemented just at the beginning were two of the bonuses that you guys are going to get. So just by implementing those two things, I felt and started seeing results in just 2 weeks. So that kind of answers that question. It will be honestly subjective to you. Everyone's different. Everyone's body will react differently to change. But quite honestly, I started slow, right? I started implementing one thing one week, one thing the next week. So your results, honestly, and tell me if I'm wrong, Erin, but I think could be even better than what mine were if you're committed and you're willing to actually make the change and jump into it.
And like I said, it is different for everybody. Some people want to go to it at a slower pace. Some people can't quit their favorite, junk food immediately, cold turkey, so to speak. So it's going to be completely up to you. The most important thing is consistency. Mm-hmm.
So let's answer the next question. Does this really work? Am I really going to lose weight? Am I going to see a difference on the scale with the gut loss diet, the gut health Bible, and all of the bonuses? Yes. Erin and I really just wanted to give you a step-by-step guide to looking and feeling, more importantly, your best, like your best you. So once you start learning exactly what your gut needs, right, Erin, it'll put you back in control, essentially.
Absolutely. You're going to be in control of your body. And I can't overstate the connection you have with your second brain up here. You just don't understand how much of an impact it's going to make on you feeling the best that you can feel.
Yeah. And literally I've tried almost every workout program. I've tried supplements, fat burners that made me jittery like crazy. I've tried detox tea. Like I've told you all these crazy things, Erin, that I tried trying to lose weight. And honestly, guys, I was spending so much money on these things. It was kind of sickening. But for me, what I learned is those things gave me some results, yes, but they were short term. Because unless I kept buying like all of the supplements and all of the workout programs and doing all of like the crazy workouts, like as soon as I stopped doing that, it seems like I went back even further. So I got in even worse shape than when I first started. So it was really discouraging, all those things that I tried. So we really just want to give you like the step by step. So the guide that you need to simplify, I think, is one of the best ways to say it. Simplify gut health and simple, easy guide to follow to just start repairing your gut.
Absolutely. And Lauren, it's like, it's like almost when you think of those steps that you were taking, you were trying all these things. It's like putting a Band-Aid on something that really needs true healing. Mm-hmm. So getting back to that root, getting down to the core of your gut and healing your body, that's when you start to see immediate results.
Right. That's it. And that's what I said. Like, as soon as you start addressing why why you're feeling this way, why you're looking this way, then the change really starts to happen. And Erin and I, we really wanted to just make this because of that roller coaster, right, that I went through. I don't want anyone to have to experience that, the roller coaster ride that I did. I spent all this money and time with all these things that just made me go back or even worse, right? So I don't want you to experience that. And that's why we really just wanted to simplify and just help you feel like your best you. And I think that like one of the one things that you told me that really like stuck with me was the you that you're envisioning it already exists. Like I don't have to create her. She's already there. And you use an analogy like just because it's cloudy, the sun still exists. Just because you can't see the sun or feel the sun doesn't mean that it's not there. So that was one of the most encouraging things that I heard you tell me. And as you start to feel a difference and see yourself, changing and feeling better, it's going to inspire you to dig even deeper and make more changes and take more steps to become that person. So another question that we get all the time is, how does the 60-day money back guarantee work? So if you guys use the gut loss diet, the gut health Bible, and all the bonuses, and it doesn't give you results, you go through it, you don't see a difference, you really tried your best, and even if you didn't try, right, even if you read through it and you decide, hey, this isn't for me, it's not what I'm looking for, we will give you your money back. No questions asked. So simply, that's how the 60-day money-back guarantee works. It's very simple. If you aren't excited and, inspired by your purchase, I honestly I don't want to take your money. If it's not for you and you're not comfortable with it, but even if you're the littlest bit wanting to change your life and see these results and see the difference, the potential results that you can get, like I did, from the gut loss diet, the gut health Bible, then Erin and I, are committed to just helping you get to that destination as fast as possible.
Yes.
Okay, so next question. Is this legit? I haven't heard of your company. So yes, this is legit. And I think part of the reason why you haven't heard of us is because Erin has been working one-on-one with clients in home, right? So you've been more like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And this product has really just inspired us to get it out there because it has made such a tremendous change in my life. And we've actually seen it make changes, right? Erin has seen it make changes in her clients' lives. So that's really where we got the idea that we could create this and just make it available to more people, to everyone, right, who can get their hands on it, because honestly, I truly believe that anyone can benefit from it.
Yes.
Just listening. I mean, obviously, if you guys have gotten this far in the presentation, it's because something connected with you, something in our story, connected and resonated with you. So I personally urge you to follow through with that. Follow through on what resonated with you and everything that you have to gain, right, with this. I mean, you have knowledge to gain, but weight to lose, and depression to lose, and anxiety to lose, and sleepless nights to lose.
Absolutely.
What else? Oh my gosh, everything that I've been through. Fighting with your husband to lose. Too much to probably list, but all of these things started for me to kind of become normal. And I don't want that for you. So that's why we do this, guys. That's why we're here. That's why we created the gut loss diet, the gut health Bible, and are giving you these bonuses, because we want you to see the change and we want to offer you the support to get there. So do we get lifetime access? Yes.
Yay.
So you guys will get lifetime access to gut loss diet, to all the bonuses, and we'll be updating it as well. So you guys will constantly be getting updated new information in here. So yes, that's a very quick answer there. And then this is also another quick answer. This is the question that we get pretty often. Is this information provided in physical or digital form? So everything that you guys are going to get is in digital form. You're going to get it right away. So we're going to send you an email and you're going to get everything. So you're going to be able to download it on your computer, on your phone, multiple devices. You'll have it with you wherever you go, which is nice too. Next question. Is my payment and contact information secure? Of course. I hate spam. I would never spam anybody and put that burden on you. So I will never spam you. We're going to be emailing you guys with support and information that we feel like is going to help you. It's going to support you. New ideas and evolving knowledge and evolving studies and all these different things that you find out, Erin, and then you're like my gut health expert. So you tell me, and then we will tell you guys. So yes. And then as far as your payment information, the merchant site that we use it's locked with an SSL certification. So it's the same certification that banks use. So all of your information, payment information, is secure on there as well. Okay, next question is how to contact us. So always through email, support@gutloss.com. And then if you do decide to join the Facebook group, you can contact us at any time in there too. All right, next and final question. Do you offer one-on-one coaching? I'm going to let Erin answer this one because you're the expert.
Sure. I do offer one-on-one coaching, but normally that call would be like a Skype call, and for 1 hour, it would be $997, so $997.
Right. And if you guys are interested in that, just feel free to email us and let us know. So hopefully these questions helped you answer any, if you have any. And then again, if you have any questions in addition to this, feel free to send us an email at support@gutloss.com. So we will talk to y'all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.